The British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good morning, I'm Lauren Achille, and these are your top stories to 10:30. The BC Wildfire Service reports the Parker Lake wildfire burning near Fort Nelson has grown to 84 square kilometers. Wildfires in BC have led to another evacuation order. David Bowles from the Canadian Press has more.
The latest came Monday night when the Peace River Regional District issued an evacuation order due to a wildfire near Doig River 206 in northeastern BC. The community is about 60 kilometers northeast of Fort St. John. Evacuees are being told to go to Fort St. John, where an evacuation help center has been set up. It comes as wildfire continues to rage and threaten communities in that part of BC, including Fort Nelson. Northern Rockies Regional Municipalities Mayor Rob Fraser says they're working hard to get any remaining people to evacuate.
Our Emergency Operations Center called as many as they knew phone numbers for, and we had some takers on that, and some more people moved out of the community.
About 4,700 people live in the town, most of whom have left. David Bowles, the Canadian Press.
An evacuation order has been placed in the Peace River Regional District. This is due to the Doig River wildfire. Currently, this fire is suspected to be human-caused. The order applies to a small community about 60 kilometers northeast of Fort St. John. Evacuees are being advised to go to St. John, bringing their necessities. The first-time homebuyer incentive has been created to make housing more affordable for first-time homebuyers. Our reporter Vivek Nakar explains the effects of this initiative.
The increase in time of mortgage is a good thing for first-time homebuyers who are planning to buy new homes, while for others that are planning to buy the existing property have no benefit from the scheme. A mortgage broker, Sean Fraser, tells us how it will affect people other than first-time home buyers.
The problem is most buyers are not buying newly built homes. So if someone's just buying an existing property, they're still going to have a 25-year amortization. And so that's going to be a higher payment for those people.
Fraser also says that it is a positive change, but the government would have done something else in a better way. Vivek Nakra, BCIT's The Crow.
Thompson River University celebrated the one-year anniversary of their new nursing program to yesterday. This program was launched to address the shortage on healthcare workers in the province. Our reporter Shigan Jafar Biglu explains how the university is preparing their students.
The Interior Health Authority, alongside the City of Kamloops, helped fund the nurse practitioner program of Thompson River University. This program was a major success. All 15 seats were filled quickly, and now there are more than 100 people on the program waitlist. According to the Health Authority, there's a shortage of nurses in Canada, and this issue has led to a strain on the healthcare system. Katie Geisler, a registered nurse, explains where help is needed.
Hospital acute settings is probably your most needed. Go private. And have a kind of a better work-life balance.
Staffing shortages are a major issue and can lead to overcrowded hospitals and emergency rooms. This is why the Interior Health Authority and the City of Kamloops are helping boost healthcare education. to help ease the strain on the healthcare system in British Columbia. Shaigan Jafar Beglu with BCIT's The Crow.
Admitted serial killer Jeremy Skipicki is back in court today with testimony from a DNA expert, as one of the women has yet to be identified. His lawyers are stating that he is not criminally responsible due to mental disorder. Skipicki is pleading not guilty to first-degree murder for killing 4 Indigenous women in 2022. Skipicki can be seen in video surveillance with the women before they died. Now, let's take a look at the weather. So today will be cloudy with breaks of sunshine with a high of 20 degrees and a low of 9. This week will be warmer as we reach 21 degrees tomorrow and 18 degrees for the rest of the week. Do expect rain on Thursday and sadly on the weekend, so enjoy the sun while you can. These have been your top stories at 10:30. I'm Lorna Chili, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
This is sports on 1680 The Crow.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Sheridan with your 1040 Sports Update. Lineup changes for both the Vancouver Canucks and Edmonton Oilers have been made for tonight's game. Canucks 7th defenseman Noel Juleson will be in the lineup to replace Carson Soucy. Soucy received a one-game suspension for his cross-check on Connor McDavid after the final buzzer last game. The Oilers will be dressing backup goalie Kelvin Pickard for Game 4 in Edmonton. Vancouver is leading the series 2-1 ahead of tonight's game. The sexual assault case involving 5 former Team Canada World Junior Hockey players are due back in a London, Ontario court today. Dylan Dubé, Carter Hart, Michael McLeod, Cal Foote, and Alex Formenton were charged with sexual assault in January. The alleged assault happened in 2018 in a London hotel after a gala celebrating the team's gold medal win. Karen Rebo of the Associated Press has more on the story.
All 5 players plan to defend themselves against the allegations and have opted for a jury trial. A trial date has not yet been set. London police initially closed the investigation in 2019, but they reopened it 3 years later without explaining why it had been closed or why it got reopened. Karen Rebo, The Canadian Press.
2 Canadian women set the bar high at the Olympic trials in Toronto, both securing a spot at the Olympic Games in Paris. The reigning Olympic champion Maggie McNeil of London, Ontario, won the 100-meter butterfly and is hoping to reclaim her title this year. 17-year-old Summer McIntosh from Toronto also qualified for the Paris Games, taking the top spot in the 400-meter freestyle yesterday. McIntosh was on world record pace for most of the race before finishing a few seconds off the mark. McIntosh believes there is still room for improvement.
I think every time I swim 400 freestyle, I learned a little bit more about how I'm supposed to swim the race. I think it's one of the most strategic races in swimming. So, yeah, I'm definitely not happy with that time, but I know I can go faster.
The first ever PWHL playoffs are underway. Montreal will visit Boston tomorrow night, needing a win to keep the series alive. Boston is leading the best-of-5 series 2-0 after winning in triple overtime. Montreal forward Kristen O'Neill is feeling positive going into Game 3.
You know, we are down 2-0 in the series, so we kind of don't have anything to lose at this point. So I think in a different kind of way, it's a great position to be in, so we can kind of wear our heart on our sleeves and just, you know, focus on the moment.
Toronto's PWHL star Natalie Spooner got injured in the final period of last night's game and didn't return. Spooner is leading the league in both goals and points. Toronto missed their chance to sweep Minnesota in the best-of-5 series. The team lost 2-0, and before last night's game, they were 2-0 and yet to surrender a goal. The team is now headed to Minnesota for Game 4, and it's unclear if Spooner will be on the ice for tomorrow's game. Basketball superstar Caitlin Clark is making her WNBA career tonight with the Indiana Fever. Clark was this year's #1 draft pick after coming off a record-setting college career at Iowa. Teams are already moving their games to bigger arenas to keep up with ticket demands to watch Clark play. The Fever will take on the Connecticut Sun, and this is the first sellout for the Sun in an opener since 2003 after moving from Orlando. Canada men's national soccer team has a new head coach. American Jesse March has coached at the highest club level in North America and Europe. March's contract with Soccer Canada runs through the 2026 World Cup. He believes he is a good fit for the team.
The way that I think about football and the qualities of this player pool, I think fit really well, and I will allow us, I think, to develop the team even further than where it's already been, which I think already been very successful. So kind of all the pieces coming together in a way that fit who I am is really what inspired me to take on this big responsibility.
That's your sports update this morning. I'm Ryan Sheridan for BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Teresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.